Hello and welcome to Stef Talks Trash. I'm your host, Stefanie Valentic, Editorial Director of Waste 360. And today we're learning more about something that many people have in their households, a mattress. The average mattress has a lifespan of between 7 and 10 years. It's estimated that more than 20 million mattresses end up in landfills each and every year. There are 3 states that have mattress recycling laws: Connecticut, Rhode Island, and California. The Mattress Recycling Council was formed in response to these 3 states in order to divert mattresses from the waste stream and make sure that they have a more useful life. Let's hear from Mike O'Donnell, the Managing Director of the Mattress Recycling Council.
Well, first, Mike, I'd like to welcome you today to Stef Talks Trash. I'm really excited to hear about the Mattress Recycling Council and its mission. So would you please start by introducing yourself and talk about how you got into waste and mattress recycling in particular?
Sure. Certainly, first to begin with, thank you so much for having me today. It's really a pleasure to be on your show. It's been an interesting year and a half. I haven't been able to really get out and speak and talk at stakeholders at conferences. So this is a great opportunity for me and for the organization. So I am Mike O'Donnell, the Managing Director for the Mattress Recycling Council. I've been with the organization. I started as a contractor in 2013, and I've been their director since 2015. So today, the Mattress Recycling Council, which I'll refer to as MRC for the show, we operate in 3 states, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and California. And we are the 3 states in the US that are actively recycling mattresses in those 3 states. And, I'm hoping today that we can talk a bit more about where the program has been and where it's going to go.
Oh, no, absolutely. I look forward to hearing it. So, let's talk a little bit. You're in 3 states right now. Where does legislation go, or what kind of bodies get together and say, I need to have consumer laws, EPR laws, those types of laws regarding mattress recycling?
Right. I'm sure you've had a lot of other guests in your show that talk about the complexities of legislation. It's hard to get bills passed. And with a niche product like mattresses, we don't represent much of the solid waste stream. We're less than 1%. And it's great that we're doing a fantastic job in the 3 states that we operate. But to really get the attention of lawmakers, they need to have a broad understanding of solid waste. And it's not just the 1%, it's that, mattresses and other consumer products like ours can be problematic in the waste stream. So mattresses are very light. We're bulky in landfills. And to get us out of a landfill and to be able to recycle that material is really beneficial. And we find that many of the stakeholders, especially the solid waste facilities and the landfills that we work with, just love our program.
So walk me through the process of what happens when the mattress makes it to the curbside, and how do you work to make sure it gets picked up and reused?
Sure. So MRC is an administrative body. We don't actually recycle mattresses ourselves. We administer the programs, which means that we contract with folks to collect, to transport, and then recycle mattresses. So to your question, the collection of mattresses, it happens through a variety of channels. Sure, some of them end up at the curb and we get some through that route, but it's not ideal for us. What we're really looking to do is intercept those mattresses directly from consumers or from hotels or universities, because they're clean and they're dry. And if I can get the mattress at a more upstream place, I'm able to increase my recycling rate because I can get more good commodities out of each mattress or foundation which is being collected.
Mm-hmm. How long has the MRC been around, and how have you seen the organization grow and to be able to kind of handle this type of waste stream?
Sure. So we were created in 2013 as a result of the 3 states passing similar legislation. Our first state to launch was Connecticut in May of 2015. It was soon followed by by California and Rhode Island in early 2016. So we've been around, about 6 years now. And where do you see us going? I mean, what I see is additional states adopting legislation similar to what we have right now, and the program expanding to future states. This is what we've seen with other consumer commodities like electronic waste or post-consumer architectural paint.
Where's the effectiveness of this program? Where does that come into play? Since you started, how many mattresses have you rescued, and exactly what are these mattresses being repurposed into?
Great. So that's a mouthful. I'm going to start with what they're being deconstructed into. So mattresses, whenever they arrive at a facility, I should probably talk a bit about the deconstruction process as well. Mm-hmm. So most recyclers are going to deconstruct the mattress into layers, if you will. It's like you're filleting a mattress, and each layer has a different commodity in it that may or may not have a secondary market. So the top layers are generally foam or foam with fibers, and that material is commonly recycled back into carpet padding. Those markets are robust and they're very strong for today, but we do know that consumers are migrating away from carpet and more into hard surfaces. So we are developing, in fact, the industry is actively developing more circular solutions for foam to recycle foam back into other foam products. And so we're pretty excited about those types of developments. The other main commodities that the recyclers extract would be things like wood from a mattress box spring, and that wood is commonly recycled into garden mulch or into biomass fuel. We have steel springs, which are they're recycled right back into the secondary ferrous market. So anything that uses steel could conceivably have come from an old mattress. And then we have smaller commodities, coconut husk and things like cotton fibers that are recycled into more specialty, smaller secondary markets.
So do you have any specific goals related to being able to the number of mattresses that you're looking to recover?
It's a good question, Stefanie. Our goals are primarily related to, of course, collection. We want to recycle every mattress which is out there and available to us. I tend to look at things from a recycling performance perspective. So right now, we are recycling about 75% by weight of every mattress or box spring that comes in. And we're really happy with that number, but I know that I can get higher too. Mm-hmm. And over the past 5 years, we've increased that rate from about 65 to 75%. That's great. And again, I'm really happy with that number, but we are concerned with making sure that we are sustainable with that into the future and that we're trying our best to increase that number even higher. So that's one of the goals is recycling and the recycling percentage. And then another is access. So we closely monitor access in our California program. And in that state, we have over 98% of California residents have access to the program. And we measure that through a variety of metrics, through our no-cost collection drop-off location, through collection events that we hold, and through curbside programs that actively participate in our program. I quantify that by saying that it's important that that number, that 98%, does not include consumers that opt to just give their old mattress back to the retailer. Let them take care of it for you. It's a great option. And if you don't have a truck or access to be able to get your mattress to one of our drop-off locations, it's certainly a very convenient method.
So how many mattresses exactly are thrown out each year?
It's a difficult number to quantify. We think that it's somewhere around 20 million mattresses annually throughout the US. In California, we think that number is about 2 to maybe 2.1 million. And out of that, about 1.7 to 1.8 million are being diverted from landfills every year. So if we're using that California statistic, we know that our programs have the ability to divert a large number from landfills. MRC, since we started in 2015, has recycled over 8 million mattresses, and it's been increasing every single year. Today, we're doing about 1.5 million mattresses and box springs annually.
So are there any myths or misconceptions about the mattress recycling process that you kind of hear from people that you'd like to address?
Stefanie, there's not so many myths about the recycling process. It's maybe more about industry. There's a lot of negative press about mattress recycling or recycling in general, that recycling doesn't work, that recycling is too expensive, and that manufacturers don't care about what they make. I'd say that nothing could be further from the truth with regards to the mattress industry. They fully support what I'm doing, what my staff do. They're very much invested in the success of our programs. We work with both international manufacturers as well as domestic. They're all concerned about circularity, and it's consumers that are driving change. It's consumers that are driving change from manufacturers to make sure the programs of ours work and that we're accountable and that we're doing exactly what we say that we're going to do.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned before that you see more states adopting mattress recycling laws. Do you see any currently that have been discussing it or have reached out for information about what other states are doing?
Yeah. So during the last legislative session, which was very disruptive with COVID and all the other things happening in the world, we saw active discussions in Connecticut, Minnesota, New York, and Massachusetts. We anticipate that all 4 of those states are going to be back up again, perhaps this fall. And MRC was in a position where we were supportive of those laws last year, that they were similar enough to the other laws that we have, that they can all fall under the Mattress Recycling Council umbrella, and that they would fit nicely into our program.
Are there any specific programs or initiatives that that MRC is doing right now that you would like to talk about?
Sure. Yeah. MRC, we actively work on illegal dumping programs. In California specifically, we commissioned the development of a white paper. And this was important for us to understand the root causes of illegal dumping. Why does it happen? What are the societal reasons? What are the causes of it? Are there things that legislators can do to drive change, to create more opportunities for recycling and less for dumping of everything, not just mattresses, as TVs and couches and construction debris, but what other solutions are out there? We've also developed a lesson plan for illegal dumping, and all of this is available on our website at mattressrecyclingcouncil.org. And lastly, I would just mention that we are actually invested in research as well. So it's great that our programs are performing at a high level today, but we've got to make sure that that continues into the future. And so one of the goals of our research programs is to encourage the development of new secondary uses for things that come out of mattresses. As I mentioned earlier, foam back into foam, developing more of a circular economy for the product.
So let's talk a little bit about that white paper and illegal dumping. What exactly, what was the root cause that was discovered, and, what other findings were in this white paper?
Stefanie, illegal dumping is very complex. It happens for a number of reasons. It can happen because of the way that a solid waste contract is structured. It can happen because people that live in multifamily housing complexes don't have ready access to recycling services at end of the month whenever they move from one apartment to another. It can happen because the cost of recycling or the cost of solid waste is prohibitively expensive. And it can happen because of low-cost junk haulers that will come to a residence and claim that they're cleaning up your garage or cleaning up your house, but in actuality, they're just dumping the material after they collect it. As I mentioned, it's a really complex reason. It happens for many reasons, and it's not just a United States problem. This happens all over the world.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Can you please go ahead and repeat the website and any other social media links or anything that if somebody would like to find out more information about MRC, they can go ahead and check it out.
Mattressrecyclingcouncil.org is the program. We're the administrative body for consumers. Consumers access our program through buymattress.com. That is BYE mattress.com. And through that, there's a locator. Even in states where we don't operate, if we know that there's a recycler in your state, in your municipality, we have it on our locator, and we encourage you to use that. I would encourage folks to sign up for our newsletter. MRC is a nonprofit by design. We're a 501c3, and that's just the way that our programs are structured. Follow us on our newsletter. Every month we put out a monthly highlights to tell everybody about what we're doing. We've done a great job with our programs. We're very transparent, and we want to share our information with you. Of course, you can follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter as well.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much.
Take care.
Thank you once again for joining me for this episode of Stef Talks Trash. For this and other episodes, please visit waste360.com. And remember, don't be trashy.